I don't know, would be a show if something did break.
That's fair. It's kind of our staple that things just go wrong.
Yeah.
I went back and listened to an older episode because I was trying to refresh my memory as I played a video game that Ralph had played at one point, and so I'm like, I want to go back and listen to Ralph, listen to what he said because I forget. And so like I was listening, and of course, middle of the way through a sentence that he was saying, it just goes, and I'm like, yeah, it is the classic Level Up Show podcast.
Yeah,
the always buffering Level Up Show podcast.
Yeah, this is how I was thinking that day. Just not great.
The eternal buffer. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition, the 178th edition. Yes, there it is in the bottom right corner. 178th edition of the Level Up Show podcast. I am your host, the always late, but not because I'm pregnant, Derek Vance. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, fine.
So
right on time.
We'd just be like a pile of bones in the grave right now,
right
at 178.
Yeah, basically we've died and been born again at 178. I'm pretty sure that's happened a few times though.
What was that movie with Robin Williams where he goes I don't know, the
Jack
wife commits suicide and he ends up dying and he's trying
to Doubtfire.
Yeah,
this Doubtfire would be infinitely more interesting if that was the case.
I'll find it. You guys never saw that one? It's a really
I don't know what that is. With me as always, Robin Williams, number one fan. That's Ryan. Hello, Ryan. And
I got nothing on that one.
I did not like Dead Poets Society. So
the Christmas tree himself, the man that is the holiday spirit, it is Ralph. Hello, Ralph. How are you?
Oh, just fine. Just fine.
How many cats are gonna barf tonight? Oh, look at that! Look at that beautiful, penguin.
What dreams may come?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I've only had one dream where I came.
Cuba Gooding Jr. was his son because when you die and you go to heaven.
I like
Cuba.
Cuba.
Right?
I think it's Cuba.
I don't know. I've heard both. I just think Cuba's funny. So
it's Scuba Gooding Jr. Please.
Contained underwater breathing apparatus. Gooding Jr.
When you die, you can take whatever whatever form you want. So you thought
like a live form? Can you take that one?
You look like you're alive, but you're
so
not.
Wait, you're telling me that he just chose a black man?
Yeah, there was a reason for it, but it's been so long since I've seen the movie that I couldn't tell you why.
I mean, we all wanted to be black, I guess, at one point, right? That's the thing.
I Wikipedia why. I think you might be speaking for yourself, but
I was just throwing it out there. Maybe that was the thing. I didn't know if that was the thing. Maybe it's not a thing.
Maybe everybody's thought about it. I have no idea.
No one said it out loud, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't really ever think about that stuff. But.
You're not like Ed Sheeran thinking out loud and stuff.
There's that mindless self-indulgence song called "I Want to Be Black."
I've not heard that, but it sounds like a good time.
Like Morgan Freeman.
I would like to have Morgan Freeman's voice, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
It's a good voice.
You can
I
have
don't even know what it'd be like, so I just don't even think about it.
I think it'd be the same, except everything would be worse.
You're talking about like South Park style? I got South Park.
Oh boy! If things could be worse, I don't know what I'd do with myself. It would be
It's kind of unfortunate, but you might be right.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Gentlemen, how's the last week been since we've convened on the show here? You guys had a good week?
Working a lot.
Great, perfect. He's speechless because he's looking for Cuba Gooding Jr. still.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he picks.
Why he's black? Why is Cuba Gooding Jr. black? I don't think that's gonna do. I think it's gonna be a good safe search on.
Yeah, you gotta have that.
Gotta have safe search on. I was listening to some.
That's kind of. Do you think anybody's ever searched that?
Yes, I believe someone probably has.
That would never cross my mind to be like, why? The only one that would cross my mind would be Michael Jackson. He had that pigment issue, and everybody gave him crap about that.
Yeah.
So really, it was.
I mean, he did make a song about being black and white, so like.
Well,
he kind of asked for it though. He kind of asked for it a little bit.
Yeah, he got way too much crap for that. He probably should not have gotten.
Rip Michael Jackson. Rip.
Yeah.
One of the greats, one of the all-time greats. I was listening to, we were jamming to some Traverse the other day, and some Careful.
Were you bored?
No, I jammed to some Live Laugh Love.
Okay, I need to fix that song still.
That's it's still a hot banger, man. I still really like that song a lot.
I got a new album, like maybe half done. I don't know. It's not there yet.
Not ready yet.
No, it takes me too long to get a song going anymore.
I am ever ready, like the batteries, for more Careful Ralph and or Traverse the White Light. So I'm always here.
Traverse the White Light maybe did. I don't know.
Well, fair enough.
His son decided to be that guy because that his name is Albert in the movie, was a good friend of his, and he knew that his dad would listen to that Albert guy no matter what he said, where he might not listen to his son. So so that's why.
Got it.
It's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut. It's like the first. It's like the first cut.
It's the deepest cut.
It is. Video games are happening. Should we talk about the news? Should we talk about some video game news?
Hit it.
Let's start with this. Stardew Valley. You guys like your Stardew Valley, don't you?
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, me either. Would you play it more so now that it's coming to the Switch with multiplayer mode?
It's already on the Switch, but
I just mean the multiplayer mode.
Oh no, but that's cool.
I'm kind of excited. I kind of want to play this game more because there's online co-op now.
I'd rather play Harvest Moon. I think the Harvest Moon games look better than Stardew Valley, but I've never played Harvest Moon either.
I think it's not quite the same. I'd just rather play Animal Crossing though, because they're like all time sync.
I mean, if I could pick a game, it would be the Animal Crossing series. But I don't know, co-op inside of Stardew Valley sounds kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's fun. I don't know. It's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time to go down there.
Yeah.
It comes out tomorrow, December 13th. As part of a big update. Supports up to 4 players working together on a farm. You get your own cabin. Otherwise, farming, fishing, everything else is going to be a collaborative effort. So I'm kind of considering picking it up now that it's a multiplayer game. Always use more games to play with friends.
Is it coming to all platforms, multiplayer?
I want to say it's PC and Switch are the first to get this.
Okay. I saw the physical version of Stardew Valley on Xbox One at Walmart one day for like $12, and I almost bought it, but I didn't. So
I've still yet to play it. So
yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, it says PS4 and Xbox One version still in the works.
I'll send you $12, Ralph, if you want to break the case and then send it to me. So.
Man, I could probably send you some cases.
I was thinking about going to Vintage Stock and just asking them if they would sell me a case or something like that for like super cheap, because they don't quite have the Xbox games down to the point where they're so cheap you could buy one and just get the case.
If you wanted to go down the road of GameStop, I mean, you could get like an old ass sports game for dirt cheap. You just have to get the sticker residue off.
Yeah, I thought about doing that for 360 games too, because I have a bunch of sports games that I'll never play anymore. But yeah, those stupid stickers on the front. But another thing too that's weird is like, so when you return something to GameStop, if you just return the disc, do they take any money off, or do they give you the same price?
They take money off.
Trade in?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. So why? So that's kind of crazy though, right?
Yeah, I think gamers used to give you less if it was just a disc. GameStop doesn't care. I don't know. I guess they just think like, well, people's just gonna come in and buy it anyway. So
if I went into did one of those weird scenarios that you guys have, well, I guess I'd have to trade in, which I don't really like doing trade in, but where you could, sometimes a place will have a game on sale for so cheap that you could buy it and trade it in and get more money than you bought it for. I think you've done it a few times, right, Ralph? Okay.
Oh, hold on. You're muted. Unmute yourself. My apologies. I clicked the wrong button. I broke it. Maybe.
Oh no.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
Somehow you got muted.
I remember one day when I was in Des Moines, I went to a Best Buy and bought Kirby Mass Attack on DS on clearance for like $8 and opened it up, got out of the store, opened it up, drove over to Gamers and traded it in for like 20. So yeah, I've done that before.
So if I could ever time it right like that, that'd be fine. I would just know I'd have to buy a game at GameStop to actually, because the trade-in, if you don't do trade-in and get credit, they and get actual cash back, they give you significantly less back, right? If you want cash from them.
I mean, if I think about it, next time I trade in, I mean, just tell me what cases you need, and I'll just trade in the discs next time because I don't give a fuck.
I'm afraid to do that because then if you mail them to me, they might just get broke.
Well, I won't mail them. I'll just give them to you in person at some point. It'd be easier.
Then
I'll trust the mailman.
Well, yeah, who knows? I'm guessing it's more Amazon's warehouse, but
it would be funnier if you hand delivered them in the uniform and then video yourself dropping them under his mat and then just stomping on the
like driving the truck. Well, just bring your mat out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
Put the case under it and drive over.
Run over the whole thing.
Because I think when Amazon in their warehouse, I don't think they necessarily always have humans grabbing stuff and moving it around. I think sometimes they have machines doing it.
It's all drones.
They just have fists.
yeah.
Just grabbing
just
stuff,
breaking
like
the shit out of everything and then
smashing. Yeah, probably.
Before we go on, only because of my ability to hear too many things, there is a scratching,
It's my hold on. I can probably fix that.
Okay.
He's scratching his balls.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
It sounds like there's a mouse
there something
in this room.
Did you give that mouse a cookie? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Gone now?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. I just didn't want to have to edit too much in post, and that was going to be a problem if I had to listen to that the whole time. Ralph said it might have been a mouse, and then I asked if you gave that mouse a cookie. Did you give that mouse a cookie?
As far as I know, there are no mice running around, so it was a ceiling fan.
Oh, okay. Well,
it looked like a mouse.
I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about that rat I saw the other day when I was delivering mail.
What?
Share this live, but
do you deliver mail in New York?
It's close enough. I was just like walking along in this grass, and I like looked down. I'm like, "Oh, that's a big mouse." And I'm like, "Wait a minute." And I like put my shoe up next to it, took a picture. I'm like, "Yeah," to like compare size. That was a giant dead rat.
What? Did someone just chuck it outside their house?
I don't know. It was.
That's weird.
I could send you the picture later.
You should.
Plague now.
Yeah,
probably. I got some lady I work with told me a good story about it. I just tell it doesn't matter. She was delivering mail one day and stepped on something and slid. And then like she didn't fall, I don't think, but then like turned and looked back and she had stepped on a dead rat and slid, and there was like guts everywhere.
That's pretty good.
That's like the most horrible thing.
She would have fell. That would have been bad.
Yeah,
that would have been real gross.
Gosh.
Before I move on to the next piece of news, Ralph, is that a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on your tree behind you? At the top? At the top?
Oh, it's this.
It looks
Katie
like
said her mom made that when she was a kid. It's like styrofoam balls.
Oh yeah, it just looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from here. All right. Anyway, let's talk about Metal Gear Solid, shall we? Ryan, this might be up your alley.
Is it a board game?
It is a board game. Metal Gear Solid, the tabletop game, has been announced by Konami and IDW Gaming, coming out in 2019. Designed by Emerson Matsuki. Or Masucci, I don't know how to pronounce that. He also designed the Century game series, Reef Inspector Ops, miniatures designed by sculptor Francesco Oru, and art from Kenneth Lowe. I mean, the box art looks pretty great. It's apparently a cooperative multiplayer game that tells the story of the first Metal Gear Solid game that originally came out back in 1998. You take the roles of Otacon, Gray Fox, Meryl, and Solid Snake. So,
yeah, I never really understand that, like these turning a game like that into a board game, but some people like it, so I don't know. They have like Dark Souls ones, they have Resident Evil ones, so
I think it'll be fine. I think people will enjoy that. People like board games. I'm a big board game guy, so I think that'll be good.
I played a Walking Dead one. That was kind of interesting. But
moving on, before we get to the game award news. Speed Test released its annual broadband report, and talking about the states with the fastest internet based on download speed. Any guess at what number one is? Ryan?
Is it Rhode Island?
It is not Rhode Island, but they're in like the top 10-ish.
Oh.
It is New Jersey. I already told Ralph off air.
Oh,
New Jersey with 121.45 megabit download speed average for the last year.
So that's number one.
Yeah,
what was the average?
I don't know that they give me an average on here, but the number two, you got Massachusetts, Maryland at number three, Delaware, and then number five, the weird one that I told Ralph I didn't tell him what it was. Number five is Hawaii with 114.23. That's the state. Megabits per second. District of Columbia, 109.1. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you got Kansas at 99. And then Missouri's in here somewhere, 94.64. Iowa, all the way down here at 71.39, which is seventh from the bottom. The dead last, the worst internet speed in the country. Any guesses at what that is?
I know.
Altoona?
I think that's what I guessed.
I said Montana.
Oh, I thought you said Altoona. Montana's close. Montana's third from the bottom. Yeah. Maine is the worst. Maine.
They don't have internet yet.
Yeah, 50.64 in Wyoming at 51.
So where was California in that mix?
They're pretty close to the top, really. Yeah, 101 dead on for internet speed there. Colorado up there, Washington, Texas. Should just move to San Antonio, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Kansas City and Austin, Texas rank first and second in citywide average speeds, with both of them obviously served by Google Fiber. So, but, all right, let's tell these kids good night before I throw a haymaker at both of them.
Don't do that. Have a beautiful night. Put your tongue in your mouth.
Yeah, don't show them your tooth again. They've seen your tooth.
Oh, is that what she's trying to do? Yeah, she's making a face. I can tell what
she's showing her empty tooth hole.
Tooth fairy will take your tongue if you're not careful.
Well, Daddy might take your tongue if you're not careful. Do the dance.
Careful dance to make sure the tooth fairy doesn't take your tongue. Is that a Christmas tree shirt?
Oh, it's a Christmas tree / looking like poop shirt that says LOL a bunch. There's the poop at the bottom.
Yeah, tree poop is the worst.
Tree poop is bad. Okay.
Our elf got it for us.
Yeah, the elf. Wilbur the elf. Wilbur the elf got it for them. We all got pajamas. Wilbur is his name. Elfing is his game.
They all have Christmas pajamas.
Yeah, these are Christmas pajamas, but not the right Christmas pajamas. These are different ones.
Do they have Thanksgiving pajamas?
I do.
I don't think so. I did ask them if they wanted me to stuff them in a turkey, but they all said no.
I would imagine. Have you ever seen Son-in-Law when he's gonna?
Yes.
He's gonna stay there all week, and then she. Yeah, he was wearing his Steven Tyler PJs. Pretty
great. I just thought about Son-in-Law the other day because I heard that John Denver song, that John Denver Live song.
Oh, I thought it was because you were eating one of those Hungry Man
dinners,
microwavable dinners.
No, it was that John Denver song. I can't remember which one it is though.
I don't think I've ever seen Son-in-Law.
He's driving the tractor.
No, it's when they're at the hoedown party thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Driving the tractor on the drug farm. Is that what that song is?
When he shows that mom that she can be a hot mom.
Yep.
I know you're talking about.
Yep. It's good. I can't believe you haven't seen Son-in-Law. Have you seen In the Army now, Ralph?
Yeah, because they play a 3DO early on. Like in
they do. Yep.
That's the only part I remember.
I think Pauly Shore was talking about how In the Army Now was was a mistake. Like, he shouldn't have done that or something.
Like every movie he made.
Well, I think he said he got like some offer to do some other movies, and for some reason
Like
he took. I can't remember.
Like a Scorsese movie or something.
Yeah.
I ironically love both of those movies, to be honest with you.
I don't remember them.
I'm a terrible person. I'm not a Biodome guy, but I love some Son-in-Law and some In the Army Now. I'm a big fan.
He was supposed to be the big guy in the Green Mile, but he turned it down.
It's a good idea to turn it down. All right, tell him Night.
Night.
M. Night.
M. Night. Yep, right.
Suge Knight. Oh,
don't do that. He'll kill you.
Uh-oh, now Derek's muted. What is the mute?
I'm back. I just did that. Yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
All right. Let's move on to the last piece of news I've got for us, which is there's a bunch of game award news that came out. No surprise there, as last Thursday was the Game Awards, which did we all watch most of the Game Awards? Was it just Ralph and I? Ryan, did you watch any?
I haven't seen anything.
I watched realistically, like 20 minutes of it.
Okay.
Not a ton.
I know what games were announced, but I don't know what.
That's fine. So let's go through we'll go through the winners really quick, okay? Let's do that. So I don't know if this is in order that they got announced as far as winners go. And Ryan, I understand that we talked about before that the Game Awards definitely a lot more trailers than it is the appreciation of the games. But I definitely think it was a good balance. When I was watching it, I felt better about it than I thought I was going to. I do agree that it was somewhat annoying with some of the game announcements for awards. Especially early on, I got really irritated because a lot of them went to Red Dead.
So I haven't watched the Game Awards in a long time, but I remember watching it one year, and it probably was the last year I watched it. But they were doing so many stupid game announcements that they were just flashing across the screen what games won in certain categories, and not even having people come up and accept their award. And I was just like, what is happening? What is going on? Yeah,
they definitely still did that a few different times.
That's insane. They should just stop.
The Game Awards, however, they're definitely not going to stop. They doubled their viewership from last year, so that's not going to stop.
Yeah, that means more announcements and more trailers next year.
Let's just quickly go through some of the awards. You got Content Creator of the Year, no surprise here. Although I think this caused my favorite moment of the year, because the people that gave this game out, the people that gave this award out was the voice actors for Kratos and Atreus. Which immediately when they got on stage, I was just like, please make something happen. And so they read off the people that were nominated for Content Creator of the Year. Atreus is just holding the envelope, and then the dude that voices Kratos then just waits, everyone laughs, and then he looks at him and tells him to read it, boy, which I fucking literally just all over the fucking floor, because I was so like that. Just did it for me. Like it was just so perfect, which I know, like, I'm real dumb and get excited about that kind of stuff, but brother, I was real pumped about it. It made me really, really happy. So Content Creator of the Year, no surprise here, went to Ninja. They gave out a Best Esport Moment, which I wouldn't know what to tell you it is, even if I could. Best Esports Host, Best Esport Event went to the League of Legends World Championship. Best Esports Coach, I can tell you. Esports Team went to Cloud9, which I don't know. Ryan, anything Cloud9? Were they at
You lost me at Content Creator of the Year. So I can't believe
what I thought. I don't see why they need to be part of Game Awards, but whatever.
But you know what the funniest part about the Content Creator of the Year award was? It wasn't funny, but it's what it was. They were all fucking Fortnite streamers.
Like, I was trying to think in my mind, like, what is Content Creator of the Year? And then when you said Ninja, I was like, oh.
That's what they consider a content creator, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking YouTube content creator or Twitch content creator.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Best esports player went to Sonic Fox, who was the guy that came back and won at Evo this year, right?
Sonic Fox, wasn't he Mortal Kombat?
I thought he won at DBZ this year was what he got when he came back from.
I didn't actually get to watch much of it this year.
This year. Sonic Fox is the black homosexual furry who is very he is embracing of his lifestyle and his culture, and his acceptance speech was actually fucking great, and I loved every second of it because it's so earnest, and he was just so excited about it. Like it's just raw emotion, and I really enjoyed that. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know he was so young when I watched him in Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
17.
Young guy. Best esports game went to Overwatch. Debut indie game went to The Messenger. Best student game went to Combat. Multiplayer game, which I think is kind of stupid, but best multiplayer game went to Fortnite. Best sports racing game went to Forza. Strategy game went to Into the Breach. Best family game went to Overcooked 2.
Fortnite won an award, wasn't that last year? Or the year before?
Yeah.
Okay. So is Fortnite going to win an award next year?
It could be. Best fighting game was DBZ Fighters. Best VR game was Astrobot. Best mobile game was Florence. Game for Impact, which was that category was like.
What does that mean?
The way that they kind of framed it in the
if they made a
award ceremony
Impact game, would that game be like a lock-in?
No, they've already made one.
It's not all caps Impact. It's just one I Impact. I think what that means is because like the way the game is made, the content there, the people that are making the game, I think a lot of it has to do with the people that made Celeste, which is why the game won the award, because I think it had like some, I don't know, Me Too stuff and Lena Rain or Lana Rain or whatever it is making the music, and she's a person of some kind. I don't know. Anyway,
you don't really mean Lana Rain, do you?
I don't know who it is. Lena Rain, or there's a Lena Rain, or is there a Lana Rain? There might be.
Lana Rain is the.
I know who Lana Rain is, but like this blonde chick is like the composer for Celeste, like, and it's like Lena or Lana Rain. I can't remember which.
Okay.
Look it up. Anyway, this is where it started getting obnoxious. These are best independent game went to Celeste, which I was really hoping it would go to The Messenger. Best performance. Your nominees were the guy who played Connor from Detroit, Christopher Judge who played Kratos, the girl that played Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Yuri Lowenthal who played Peter Parker, and then Roger Clark who played Arthur Morgan. Now, to me, I thought. Obviously, you're switching a completely different character to be Kratos. I have a hard-on for God of War. I thought that was a shoo-in. What would you guys have chosen for your winner if you had to choose?
Best performance. I don't know. Arthur Morgan was pretty good. The way he voiced that character. I don't know. Kratos didn't really say much, so I don't know.
Ralph?
I have no idea. I'm not good at judging this stuff.
Right on. Roger Clark, who played Arthur Morgan, won the award. Fine. Yeah. Right after that, it was Best Audio Design, which also went to Red Dead Redemption 2. Then it was Best Score and Music, which also went to Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm going to shut this award show off because I'm going to get real pissed real quick. Because I
love Red Dead Redemption 2.
I thought Spider-Man deserved Best Score Music because the score in Spider-Man is so like monumentally Marvel-esque that I thought that deserved to win that. More so than Red Dead Redemption. I don't think Red Dead score is fine, but I don't think it's anything amazing.
It's kind of weird too, because like so most of the like music that they played are towards the end I didn't really like, but most of Red Dead is like kind of ambient music,
right?
And, that stuff all sounds really good, but it's definitely not like, you know, like GTA where you're listening to some soundtrack in a car.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting.
Best narrative, again, went to Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was getting fucking heated at this point.
Yeah. Why did Red Dead win?
So I don't know. Best ongoing game was Fortnite. Best art direction was Return to the Obra Dinn. Best role-playing game was Monster Hunter World. Best action-adventure game was God of War.
I thought that was funny that Monster Hunter World wasn't even nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, too, to be honest with you, even though it was like the biggest Capcom game of all time. But whatever.
It was huge at the beginning of the year. Maybe it was just because it came out in January. I don't know.
Could be. Best game direction, God of War. Cory Barlog won that. Best action game was Dead Cells, and then Game of the Year, thank God, was God of War at the Game Awards. So that made me really happy. I was very concerned that was not going to be what happened. But As far as that goes, during the show, they have revealed a whole bunch of fucking games. Let's blow through these, as some of them were pretty dope, and some of them are out right now. Hades got announced from Supergiant Games, who created Bastion and Transistor, and you can pick that game up in early access on the Epic Games Store. It is apparently a roguelike light game. Dungeon crawler-ish, apparently.
We need more of those.
We sure do. Hello Games, the creators of No Man's Sky, had a new game called The Last Campfire, which is apparently a short, not a full game. But they revealed that. Stop me if you guys have anything to say here. Stranger Things 3, the game, got shown off.
Interesting.
It did kind of look a little interesting, didn't it?
Did it come out before the third season?
It came out the same day.
Wait, strange? Like it's going to come out the same day? Or
what's that?
It's going to come out the same day?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the trailer for Stranger Things 3.
Oh.
No. I think it comes out at the same time.
Okay.
Fortnite, The Block got announced, which is apparently just like a big creative mode area in the game. They got rid of the movie theater area in Fortnite, which you guys don't have any idea what that is. But that was the thing that they did. Stanley Parable is getting a deluxe edition.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Coming out in 2019.
Is that okay? Did they say it's going to be physical or just digital?
It just says PC and new platforms in 2019. I don't have any more information here.
Well, everyone was making it sound like it was consoles for sure on the blogs that I read. So
yeah, that's
so like
too.
PS4, Xbox. I don't know unless they. You said 2019, right? So yeah, it'd have to be PS4 and Xbox One, maybe Switch. I don't know.
The Outer Worlds was shown, which is the new game from people, the creators, quote unquote, of Fallout and the developers of Fallout New Vegas. That's the game that they've been kicking around for a while. That Obsidian had finally announced, called The Outer Worlds. Did you guys watch? You guys probably didn't watch the trailer.
I did. I didn't watch the trailer. I watched people playing it. It looks pretty cool.
It does look really cool. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and they think they said that's 2019, so hopefully it's not 2019 fall. Hopefully it's earlier 2019.
Yeah, it'd be fun for a spring one. Also, by the way,
like February.
Game of the Year, Monster Hunter World was in fact nominated for Game of the Year.
It was? I thought I saw like Assassin's Creed and God of War.
Assassin's Creed, Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
I
missed it.
Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Andrew for the real-time correction.
What? Oh, he's watching this live?
Yeah, he's watching live. So big ups to Andrew for fixing that fuck up.
I guess I should have watched.
That's all right. Anthem got a new story trailer, which I'll tell you about. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I'm not really supposed to in a little bit. Rage 2 got an actual full-on release date alongside a brand new trailer for those of us that are biting at the bit, or chomping at the bit, if you will, to play Rage 2. That's coming out May 14th. Xbox One, PS4, PC.
Yeah.
And all its pink and deserty glory.
Yeah, it's very colorful. So was
Far
Cry, the new one.
Yes, Far Cry very much feels like that.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 got surprise announced at the Game Awards too, which made me just get a rage boner. I was so excited about that.
You like that 21 Savage song?
That song sounds like garbage. Sounded like
I don't
trash.
know. That's what 21 Savage sounds like.
Yeah.
I kind of like him, and I don't know why.
I'm fine with 21, but that song was just not doing it. Maybe I need to hear the whole thing, but I don't know. Him trying to rhyme Liu Kang 4 or 5 different ways didn't do it for me. It was not good.
I mean, I guess this is modern rap to me. I don't
know. Did he rhyme it with itself or no?
Probably.
He asked if you had seen that movie Poontang. I think he was not talking about Poontang. I think he meant Pootie Tang, but he just shortened it up.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah. But Mortal Kombat 11, I mean, it's just a reveal trailer. It had nothing but
new gameplay. I think you meant What Dreams May Come. I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what he's looking for, yeah. Dragon Age was teased. I don't know if it's Dragon Age 4 or whatever it is. All they showed was a weird minute trailer that had the hashtag The Dread Wolf Rises.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I feel like the way you should announce a game is the way Obsidian did with their game.
Outer Worlds,
That game is definitely a thing coming out pretty soon.
It is like done, almost like they've got to be putting some finishing touches on it. It's like, I mean, I would bet that game is probably 70% done. The Outer Worlds,
where the Dragon Age thing is pretty much like when
a conceptual idea.
So years ago, in one of these Game Awards thing, they announced some Guillermo del Toro game called Insane, and all they did was just put up the word insane, and that was it. It's like, yeah, that's definitely not a thing. That's never going to be made.
That was like a THQ joint, I think.
Yep, sure was.
But, I mean, Dragon Age will be made, and that is a thing, but it's still like way too early to be teasing stuff like that.
Very early. Moving through the news inside of the Game Awards, which is just chock full of shit. Joker from Persona 5 coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC character in the first fighter pack.
What?
Yeah, that's weird. So Persona 5's probably come to Switch.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I guess it makes sense because he's going to be in Persona Q. So at first I was like, he's not in a Nintendo game, but yeah, he'll be in Persona Q. So Q2. So.
Far Cry New Dawn was world premiered. It's 17 years after the nuclear apocalypse of Far Cry 5, which I didn't know Far Cry 5 ended that way. But spoilers, Far Cry 5, everything blows up.
Because we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did.
I definitely don't remember that being a conversation that we had, but it's very possible.
I think we've talked about it multiple times because I think we even talked about it when the game came out.
Maybe it was a rumor. Well, yeah, but maybe that was a rumor of New Dawn, because we were talking about it on the show last week, I thought.
It's kind of weird, though. So, like, it's 17 years later.
Yes.
And there was a nuclear apocalypse.
It's a post-apocalypse, yeah. It's very lush.
It's only 17 years later.
Yeah. Everything's already regrown.
And you look at, so Fallout also nuclear apocalypse. You compare Fallout to... Yeah, you compare Fallout to Far Cry, and it's a very different nuclear apocalypse into the world scenario.
Far Cry is going more for that Horizon post-apocalypse kind of thing, except Horizon's like 800 years after the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, and Horizon's also very colorful and full of vegetation.
Yes, yeah. And last piece I've got on this piece of news, I might have missed some things, but the last thing I got on this article, Crash Team Racing. Nitro Fueled is a Crash Team Racing remaster coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch June 21st, 2019. Oh, I did forget one thing.
Yeah, you did.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, motherfucker. Switch exclusive.
That is bonkers.
made by Team Ninja.
That's the scary part.
That's real weird.
Team Ninja touching
That's real weird. I don't understand. I mean, I've not played a lot of those games. I borrowed that one from you and played a couple hours of it, and it feels fine. But I don't know what to feel about this game.
I mean, I think it's probably going to be pretty good. I've finished the first two. Like, I mean, at least the first one just felt like Diablo, except with Marvel characters. Back when that was cool. The second one didn't feel as much like it. And this one, what they showed, like the camera was weird. I'm like, this is not Diablo looking. But it said you can change the camera to where it's like overhead. So
yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't look Diablo-esque, right? It's got, well, at least from the small trailer that was there, it wasn't like that Diablo style camera angle.
No, but yeah, they said you could change it. So
yeah,
that's cool.
This is kind of weird. So how did Nintendo get this? Because like obviously it's a licensed game.
I don't know.
Who made the other ones? Like
wasn't it Activision?
Activision published them. Like Raven made the first one, and
because it says Nintendo's
publishing
this one, so that's what's kind of weird. But
yeah, it's really odd. But I'm all about it. I'm just
blown
glad
away.
There's a third one.
I was blown away that was an announcement. I lost my shit. I had not played a bunch of them, but I was just like, what? Like that's a big announcement.
So you know, Link's got to be in that game, right?
Oh, I mean, a ton
or
of
at least
characters, yeah.
At least Ryu Hayabusa, whatever his name is from Ninja Gaiden. He's got to be in there.
Toad will be in there.
Yeah.
Only if he's tracking treasure, though.
Well, he throws treasure at enemies, but he can't jump because his backpack's heavy.
That's a heavy backpack, unfortunately.
There's that.
Yeah. And then the day after that was all wrapped up, everyone's favorite Greg Miller and the Kind of Funny Games had a Kind of Funny Games showcase where they showed 69 games, which I'm not going to talk about all of them right here because that would be insane. I'll talk about a couple big ones, though. They showed off the trailer for Walking Dead Episode 3 for the final season, which is still happening because of Skybound Games picking them up. It's coming out January 15th, and the trailer was...
Well, do you know why they call it Kind of Funny Games? Because that makes it sound like they make video games, but they don't.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask. I can call Greg. I got him on speed dial.
Yeah, get him on the line. Tell him that's a bad name.
Me and him both went to... Well, we both went to Mizzou. I don't know. He's a little older than me, so not at the same time.
Close enough, though.
Yeah.
What a fuck.
You think he knows Chase Daniel?
Probably not. Well, no, I mean probably.
Is Chase Daniel after him, or it's probably after him, right? Or around the same time?
I'm about the same age Chase Daniel is. So,
okay.
It was really fucking weird. I used to listen to Podcast Beyond or whatever it was called that he did on IGN with
bad idea.
Colin Moriarty and Ryan Clements, whatever his name is. But they used to have like a song at the end of the show and be like, for some reason, be like, here's some band, whatever. And one day they're like, here's this band from Cahokia, Missouri called Effect. Like, I fucking know those guys and they're fucking dicks. Like, that's where I'm from. And they used to put on this show or like a little festival thing in town. And like my old band played at their show. And I'm like, why are you playing this garbage on an IGN podcast? But he knew them from Mizzou. So,
did you ever try to get him to do a Careful Ralph song in there?
Careful Ralph didn't exist yet, but no. I think I stopped listening to the show after that.
I guess, I mean, I don't know. Have you ever been played on a radio station before, Ralph, other than me playing Muddin?
I got played on some wrestling podcast one time. Grim Cracker, friend of the show. I don't know what show that was. He sent it into some wrestling show and they played it and they were pissed because I cussed in the song and they didn't know it. And they just played it live. I don't know what that was. I don't remember.
Moving forward with the Kind of Funny Games showcase, the trailer for The Walking Dead season, whatever the hell it is, final season, episode 3, was actually really good. It was very well done. Very emotional trailer. Had a lot of Lee in it from the first season. A lot of voiceover work from him, which made me feel sad because the first season's real good.
Is it a Battle Royale game now?
No, not yet. It will be, though.
Okay.
They also announced that Judgment is coming to the West in winter 2019 with dual language support. Judgment was Project Judge that they showed off just a few months back, which I am extremely unnecessarily excited for because it just seems like a Yakuza Phoenix Wright game more and more. Like that trailer they showed, I was like, fucking yes, this looks fucking good. I'm so pumped. I'm so unnecessarily excited for this game.
I can't imagine it being anything like Phoenix Wright, but
no, but it's just like that element of like doing detective style work and also being a Yakuza beat 'em up game. Like I'm into that.
Yeah, I mean they're calling it Project Judge. That makes me think it's like a Judge Dredd game, but
perfect.
Yeah, all right.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm into that too.
Make a good one. That's never going to happen, but it'd be nice.
I don't know. Maybe the Yakuza guys can make a Judge Dredd game someday.
I would be into that too.
Man, that'd be so good if it was based on that Dredd movie. Man.
Oh no! Come on! It'd have to be the bad Dredd for it to be good, right? Come on!
You want Sylvester Stallone looking Judge Dredd?
Absolutely.
I mean, be that as it may, that Dredd movie is so good, though.
That Carl Urban Dredd movie is real good.
Yeah,
but, real good.
Judge Dredd is no Demolition Man, which is what I always compare it to because it's similar times, I guess.
Demolition Man is like an A1 movie. Like that's a solid
like steak
movie.
Sauce and shit.
Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah. Fucking any movie that has that much Taco Bell in it has just the best place in my heart. And it's the only restaurant left in the world.
Yep, for good reason.
Super Meat Boy Forever coming out April 2019. Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Hell yeah.
People that like that game.
It looks... I guess I didn't see a trailer if there was a new one, but it sounds like a runner game now. Like runner 3. Because you're always running, I think, and you can punch.
Whatever, I'm down.
That's all I got.
Moving Out is a new game that is it's coming out. It's going to be a Overcooked style game where basically you and another player literally move your stuff from one place into a moving truck. It's just basically
sounds really fun.
Are there pianos?
There might be. I don't know. As long as that Billy Joel song is playing, I'm happy.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one. Celeste and Windjammer's getting physical releases early next year, which that makes me I'll probably buy Celeste physically.
Yeah, we'll talk about Celeste later.
Yes, we will. Danganronpa Rampa? I don't know.
Dragon's Grandpa.
Dragon's Monster Grandpa Dad. Trilogy 3 is coming to PlayStation 4 next year. For those of you that have not played play the Dangan Grandpa trilogies games. I don't know how to say that fucking word.
Trilogies.
Well, I don't know. You throwing the grandpa in there reminds me. Have you heard Baby Shark yet, Derek?
Yeah.
Your parents your kids.
My mom made sure to send me Baby Shark.
They go through like all the Daddy Shark, all that crap. So sorry, I said the wrong word. But,
Shark, baby, yeah.
It's
all the fucking time.
That song slaps, man. That's a hot.
That song blows.
You heard it too, Ralph? Or
oh yeah,
everyone's heard this song. This song's the best. It's bigger than the fucking Gangnam Style, motherfucker.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it till like a year ago or so. But
I was watching. They have Jaws clips with Baby Shark playing in the background. Those are pretty good.
That's nice.
Baby Shark playing as he's eating some dude on a boat.
these kids just don't stop singing Baby fucking Shark, man.
That's a catchy jam.
It's really bad.
I have not heard my brother's kids sing it yet, but I'll be there this weekend, so I'll see if it goes down.
Yeah, don't count your chickens yet.
I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not going to mention it.
No.
I'm just going to see if it happens.
There's only 2 more songs that I'm going to talk. Or Jesus Christ, you're not even thinking about fucking songs. There's 2 more games I'm going to talk about from the Kind of Funny Game Showcase before we move on. One of which was a Hotline Miami style game from Devolver Digital. It is called Ape Out, where you are an ape who has been escaped from a zoo, and you basically just go around and fucking murder all kinds of people, Hotline Miami style, and it looks great.
All right,
I'm really into that. That's coming out next year sometime. And
have Baby Shark in the soundtrack for that.
Last but not least, The Messenger's getting free DLC. Yay! I'm so excited.
It looked pretty nice.
It does look real good. It's called Picnic Panic, which is also a pretty great name.
Yeah.
I'm really into that too. But yeah, free DLC for The Messenger coming out. New stages, new bosses, new music. There's some surfing style stuff that looks like the Ninja Turtle game. Is that 4, Ralph?
There's
where you're surfing in the sewer, or is that the arcade game?
There's surfing in at least the second one. I think the second, the arcade game and the second one on NES, the second one on NES is supposed to be based on the arcade game. So second and third one on NES and Turtles in Time all have some kind of surfing in them.
So they're going to be picnic baskets,
Yogi Bear. Bear, great things coming, bears. What is it?
Oh no, you don't want that. You don't want that.
What's the tagline?
I think it's the good things coming, bears, or something like that.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
That's the last of the news that I'm going to talk about. There was a shit ton more announcements from this thing, so go check that out if you'd like to. But that's it. That's everything for the news for this week. So why don't we quickly move on to what we have been playing? And Ryan, why don't you start us off?
We don't really have to talk about it. The only game I've really been playing is Resident Evil Director's Cut, not the DualShock version. So I bought a real physical copy of that just because I wanted to play through it and hear all the differences with the soundtrack. But
that's on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I've been playing it on my PS3, not on original hardware, just on my PS3. Which it's kind of crazy because I could play it on my PS1. I have two PS1s. I could play it on my PS2. I could play it on my PS3. It's kind of great. I really wish they would have also done it for PS4, so I could just put it on my PS4 and play it on my PS4. But
that would be nice. Have a wireless controller. I guess the PS3 has a wireless controller.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe PS5 will bring that back. Play some PS1 games. But I like, it's an unpopular opinion, but I still like the DualShock version soundtrack better than the original Resident Evil soundtrack.
You son of a bitch. I don't know the difference. I don't know.
There's like one really infamous song in the
is it Prototype though?
Song. What? What? No, we don't need to bring that up. I don't want Resident Evil compared to Prototype.
Why not?
But yeah, it's good. It's not a very long game either, so I'll probably just blast through it and maybe play the DualShock version afterwards just to refresh my memory.
All right,
right on. Ralph, what do you want to hear? I'll let you go last. What do you want to hear that I played? Anything? And I
talk about the Anthem thing.
I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to talk about a whole. I don't know that I'm supposed to. It said the only thing it said like is to not like record. So here's the thing: play the alpha. Yeah, like
they're restricting. No, that can't happen. You're not bound by anything.
No, I definitely signed this agreement thing here that said something, which I will read to you momentarily as soon as I can pull this up. Here is the words. Thank you for choosing, or I'm sorry, yeah. Thank you for taking the time to participate. Closed Anthem will include the opening solo missions where it'll teach you the basics of the Javelin. First visit to a limited content version of the Fort Tarsus, and first multiplayer mission. From there, you'll be able to venture out in a portion of the world on your own with friends in free play. It's strictly confidential, no posting, sharing, or streaming on social media anywhere.
So you can just mean the actual game.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I'm not supposed to stream it, but talking about it's whatever.
You just talk about how it feels at least.
It did feel really extremely good. Like I am surprised at how good that game felt, considering my excitement for that game was minimal. Only because I was like, well, they're trying to do Destiny with Titanfall, and I didn't know if it was going to work, but it kind of does. Like it feels really good. The flying felt really easy. The mechanics there of like cooling it down, because obviously you can't use it all the time. Your suit will overheat if you fly under a waterfall. It cools down your suit because it's an exo. The game itself felt really, really good. I was thoroughly impressed with it. Now, mission wise, it felt like a fetch quest, which I assume that's what they gave me anyway. It's just a simple fetch quest. But the fetch quest itself still felt meaningful, I guess. Kind of in the way that Red Dead side quests mean something, like there's some substance to them. That's kind of how this fetch quest was. And again, I get it's a kind of a vertical slice. It's not the whole game, but that gave me a lot of promise that the game is going to have some substantiality there. And yeah, definitely played really well. The only thing that I would complain about, and maybe you guys will say the same thing that my buddies Chris and Garrett said when we talked about it last night, was the sensitivity of turning your camera is very fast. It's like almost bad fast. Like as I move left, it just spins like crazy fast, and that like it almost gave me a stomach ache. Like if that was a game that you were playing in VR, or I know some people use their PSVR like headset as like a video, like you can use it to play your games there. That would give me an upset stomach. Like it moves so fucking quick. So that was something that bugged me, and I get that I probably could have changed the sensitivity and turned that down, but I was just trying to play the default mode of how they are building the game. And to me, that made the game worse, because as you're whipping around left and right to find these enemies to shoot, it took away from the enemy design in the world. And just like I said, it felt too loose, but maybe not loose in that sense. It was so fast turning that fucking camera left to right, like blurring the sides as you're turning from one to the other. So that was the only real complaint that I had, was that I thought the turning motion was just too speedy, and I wish that would have been slowed a little bit more.
Was there an option to turn motion blur off?
I didn't do any options. I just played the game. I was too busy, literally like focused on playing. I didn't even think about dicking with the options.
Yeah, because if they let you do that, then that probably would have fixed that issue.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There's there's a lot of games where I adjust the turning like sensitivity or like whatever right stick sensitivity. It's like it seems like half the time it's either too slow for me or way too fast. So yeah, I mean,
that's
fix.
That's going to be, and that's what they were saying is
maybe.
and they were saying, why didn't you just fix it yourself and then play the game better? Like you would have had more of a fun time. Like I still had fun playing the game. My whole point of playing it the default way is so I could give them a default feedback. Like I wasn't going to be like, oh, let me give you feedback on my version of playing the game.
I guess they probably would have seen that you adjusted the slider though.
Yeah,
probably, and
that was my thing. Was like I just want to play it how they're building it, so I can tell them that I think they're building it wrong. Not wrong, but you know what I'm saying. Like I want to be able to tell them that, hey, the way that I was playing it, me personally, one person would say that is a little too fast to tone it. Tighten it up a little bit, make it feel like you're actually moving something, not just a video game.
Tighten up the graphics.
Tighten up the graphics on level 9. I mean,
I remember seeing that like when it was on. It's funny.
Just got to tighten up these graphics.
Turn that screw, man.
I have no idea what you guys are referencing.
It was some
game
video
in school.
Yeah, it's totally infamous now. No, I shouldn't say that. But yeah,
are you sure it's not Prototype?
It was a prototype for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
Right on. So yeah, the Anthem was fun. No, Anthem was fun. It felt good. I don't think that game's coming out in February though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, that's kind of interesting because there's that rumor that supposedly that game's not coming out on current hardware at all, and it's going to be delayed till newer hardware comes out. But if they're letting people play it and it seems like it's okay, maybe it is coming out.
I mean, there's a VIP demo beta thing that's coming out in January also. So I mean, it might be real.
VIP demo beta.
I don't know. It was on Twitter. I didn't really. It was like the words VIP were there, and the word demo was in there somewhere. The beta word might not be in there.
A VDB. Yeah.
Do those people get canvas bags?
No, they definitely
they get plastic bags.
No, what do they want them to do with those?
Have a cat lick them or something.
Take them to California.
Don't do that.
What else?
On the motion blur.
What else I play?
Fortnite? Why is that on here?
Yeah, so the wife got the itch to play Fortnite because the kids played it the other day on the PS4.
And so she has. Don't hope.
Yeah, too late. So she has to play it. So we played some duos the other night. I mean, the easiest way for me to enjoy a game is to add snow into it, not the Informer, but the regular. So it's like snowy.
Lost Planet, man.
Yeah, I know the snowy areas of Fortnite. I was just like, this is cool. Like I enjoy this, but it's still Fortnite. Like whatever.
How long do you think until they put the Baby Shark dance in Fortnite?
Oh, it's probably already there. I just didn't look hard enough. Probably already there.
I haven't really thought about this, but like snow levels are usually my least favorite in games because the ground's like slick in games, and you're like sliding and shit. Like in Mario 2, it's like the worst fucking level.
It's really hard. I don't know, man. Something about snow. I really like it, and I like to be informed, but I like the levels better. Fortnite's still Fortnite. We finished third twice in 4 games. I had 3 kills, and then I played some solo last night for no reason other than I've had nothing but the worst experience of trying to play Red Dead Online, which I get that it's broken, so I shouldn't want to play it anyway. But Red Dead Online, I've not wanted to play because I can't get into it. I don't know if it's my router or what, but I've not been able to play it. So I just stare at my PlayStation screen of like, what am I going to play? And instead of playing like Yakuza or more Dead Cells, I was like, I guess I'll play some Fortnite because I don't know what else to do. So I played some single player matches last night. It's whatever. It's Fortnite. It's fine.
What about Persona 5? Fire that up.
You got to get ready for Smash.
No. If anything, I'm gonna load in God of War and replay God of War, which I haven't done yet, but that'll probably happen soon. So,
all right. Did you pick up Sonic Mania?
I did pick up Sonic Mania. Which, Ralph, is this game like rare now? Because I looked on Amazon for used copies, and it was like $60 for used copies of Sonic Mania Plus on Amazon.
I wouldn't use Amazon as a judge for used prices.
Well, that's why I asked Ralph.
Price charting.
I
don't think it is.
I stopped buying used games on Amazon because they put the.
I think
I've seen it at Walmart here recently. I don't.
Just price see here real quick. Sonic.
Yeah, new we got like 28 to 32, depending on the system. Yeah,
I got it for 20 used. Which I thought
did it come with the big outer box?
Oh no, it didn't.
With the art book? What are you doing?
That would have been really cool.
Fuck.
I know.
That's the only reason.
It was just some guy on Facebook was selling it, and I was like, well, not $20 on Amazon or $20 from some dude. And I'm like, well, $20 from some dude sounds pretty good, so I just bought it. You know what? I forget how hard Sonic games are. Like, I might be a bitch, but Sonic games are hard. Is it just me? Maybe I did only play it handheld, so maybe playing it handheld, it just wasn't good.
I remember some of the levels being kind of a bitch, but I mean,
yeah. Sonic Mania Plus definitely felt. I felt kind of like a little bitch because I was like, I feel like I'm doing poorly. I played some Knuckles levels, and then in the modes I didn't really understand. I mean, I played like probably 45 minutes of it. The music is great.
Soccer Mania. Are you sure you didn't buy that?
I mean, I was spinning in a ball, so possibly
Sonic Spinball,
Nursery Mania, Pipe Mania.
If they remade Sonic Spinball, I might be excited.
There's a Muppet Race Mania.
I might be down.
He says one of the worst games of all time.
I know, but I might get it. I have nostalgia for the shitty game. You know, you do too. You have nostalgia for poopy games. Don't even.
I don't think Sonic Spinball's that bad. It's
we might find out.
It's no Uncanny X-Men on the NES. That's for damn sure.
Game with poop in the title? Nope.
No, probably by now. But no.
Be poo.
Yeah, Sonic.
Definitely poo. Yeah.
Poo
and Tigger's Hungry Safari. Honey Safari. Sorry, not hungry.
It sounds like that one segment that we haven't done in 5 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. That's everything that I've been playing. Ralph, why don't you tell me about this pretty awesome SNK 40th anniversary collection that I've heard good things about?
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I picked it up a while back. I don't really know why. I mean, I got that flip grip thing.
Yes. How is that?
It's all right. I haven't used it a ton, but so it's to where you can turn in case someone doesn't know, you turn your Switch sideways, aka tate mode. I don't know what the hell that means in Japanese, and then you can play it handheld with the Switch vertical like that. And so, like, a lot of the games on this collection this is like old arcade games, so a lot of them make use of the screen in that way if you want them to. So that's kind of cool. And there was a patch that came out for this yesterday that gave you 11 more games for free.
Fucking what?
Which is pretty sweet.
How much was this? I almost thought about buying this, but I'm like, I don't know if I should.
I paid $28 for it. It was $40 when it came out. I think it's still like $28 on Amazon. I mean, it's almost. I don't know if all the games are fun. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know a whole lot about SNK besides like the Neo Geo and newer stuff like King of Fighters and Metal Slug and whatever. Something is cool though. Like, if you watch Giant Bomb's quick look, like they'll show like how you pick some game, say like Ikari Warriors, and then you can choose to play the arcade version or the NES version. Yeah, which is pretty sweet.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
So in like the 11 free games, like some of them are pretty sweet. One of them's it's called like Beast Busters. It's like a light gun game or something. I think you can. I was playing it with the Pro controller. I assume you could play it with the Joy-Con and actually like do motion controls with the cursor. But yeah, that game looked awesome. And there was some game called Search and Rescue that looked pretty sweet. It's like it was like a twin stick.
Search and Rescue World Wars.
World Wars was a different game, unless it was. Okay. That could have been a subtitle for it, though. Also, I don't know. Some of these things are named weird, but like a lot of these games were like they weren't twin stick shooters at the time, but they've updated controls to where they play like a twin stick shooter,
right?
Which is kind of cool. I don't know. I haven't played this a ton yet, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, that 11 free games.
How come that only came out on Switch? Are there plans to put it on other consoles, or is there some reason they don't get it on Switch?
I haven't heard. I didn't know if it was because of the vertical screen situation, because you can't really do that very well.
Is it on PC too? Or?
I don't know. I mean, I guess even if you didn't have the flip grip, you could still turn your Switch vertical and like prop it up and play with the Joy-Con. But I don't know. It may be coming out on other stuff later, but not really sure.
Salt and Sanctuary?
I mean this.
Yes, I like how you have them all readily available for me.
I don't know why I did. I had this pre-ordered from GameStop long ago, and it kept getting delayed, and then finally came out yesterday. I only played it a little, but if there was a 2D Dark Souls game, which there's a lot of them,
yes,
this is very much that.
Yes, my buddy Chris picked it up right when it came out, and I watched him play a little bit of it. And it is, I remember Jason A. Striker also playing it, and it is very Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, like full-on Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. But it came with like a manual and a little poster thing and a code to download the soundtrack, so that's kind of cool.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I haven't played very much. I think I keep feeling my character looks like a Muppet in the face. I don't know. I feel like all the characters look weird.
Like what kind of Muppet are we talking about? Like a Kermit Muppet, or are we talking like
the Swedish Chef?
Like one of the people in the animal band, whatever the hell, like the guitar player. I don't know.
I just don't remember Animal. I just don't Animal because
what the hell is this band called? I'm not gonna look it up.
Nope.
I
will.
No, I can't remember. So I haven't played that much. I just got it yesterday, but yeah, it's all right so far.
The Electric Mayhem.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. That's a pretty great name.
Dr. Teeth? Who's Dr. Teeth in that?
They're all Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth is the guy that looks like he plays piano, maybe?
Okay, maybe that's the one I'm thinking his characters look like. But
he plays piano.
Anyway. Yeah, I remember these guys.
Yeah, they had the hits.
Yep, they did play a lot of hits.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually play The Messenger this week. I failed.
That's all right.
Because Celeste went on sale.
It did.
And
before you knew about the physicality.
Yeah, that's true. I was wanting to play it before the end of the year because I'd heard good things.
Sure. It does look good. And I've thought about it too.
That band has current and past members.
I saw that.
Is Buckethead in that band now?
Yeah,
he's already left.
Formerly known as Clifford. Yeah.
Celeste. Okay. So, I just started playing the game, and it feels a lot like Super Meat Boy, and which is fine because I like that. And the more you get into it, the more it becomes something different than Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
And the more the story picks up.
Okay.
And the story doesn't do a lot, but what it does, I don't think I've connected with more in a game before.
Whoa.
It's fucking weird.
Wow.
I'm this is out of nowhere. I don't even want to
say anything.
I'm probably making more of a big deal out of it, but
no, I do it all the time.
I'm I did not expect this. And I think there's 8 chapters. I'm not sure. I'm on 6. I'm most of the way through the 6th one.
So you're really digging it then?
Yeah, it's only 4 hours long, I think. Of course, I die 300 times in every level, which is because it's hard.
Sure.
But, man, I don't know. I did not expect to enjoy it this much.
Good.
So,
nice pleasant surprise at the end of the year. Can't beat that.
I mean, I knew it was getting all these awards and stuff, and people loved it. But I'm just playing it at first. I'm yeah, this feels like, a good Twitch platformer kind of thing.
Sure.
And then, but it keeps introducing new shit in levels, which is interesting. And then, there's these weird story beats that I'm man, I don't know. I'd like to talk about them, but I'm not gonna do it yet, just in case.
We got Game of the Year coming. We'll do spoilers for Game of the Year.
And I mean, it could go downhill. There's It's hard to
There's
say.
always time for you to hate a game, Ralph.
I mean, I feel like this is done enough to where I can at least respect it. And like I don't know. I found some weird old computer in this one level, and it like unlocked like a real. I don't even know if it was 8-bit. It almost looks kind of Atari-ish version of the game. Well, it's got a little bit different mechanics, but I played through that and it was fucking hard, but it wasn't very long, like 15 minutes. You like find these hidden cassettes in every level, and it unlocks a harder version of the level.
I did know that.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I think
I think even if you beat the hard version, it unlocks an even harder version.
What?
I don't know. The regular versions of levels are bad enough. Yeah, like they call them like B-sides is the tapes, and then C-side, I guess, is the. I don't know if you have to find something in the B-side levels or what. But yeah, I like the game a lot.
Good.
And I guess I don't know. I'm kind of glad I went ahead and got it before I knew a physical version was coming. But
now I think you know. Like I assume you'll probably get the physical version because you enjoy the physical version.
Probably, as long as
say it's $30.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I've been checking out fangamer.com. They have some nice merchandise of Celeste. They got a real sweet Celeste hoodie. I'm like, if this holds up, I may go for that hoodie. But
I mean, I bought that Giant Bomb hoodie.
Nice. Yeah. There's a nice Hollow Knight hoodie on there too, but I don't know. Already got a lot of hoodies. But
I mean, you can't go wrong with more hoodie. Like I have so many hoodie coats, it's not even funny. Like
yeah.
I bet sooner or later I won't need to wear my Broncos one, and sooner or later it won't be cold. Sooner or later it won't be cold enough for me to wear my big one, and I have a Batman one and Cyclone one and Giant Bomb one now. Like I got lots.
You're gonna move on from the Broncos to get a Raiders one? Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Gross.
Would you wear the man with a bag hoodie? If you had to guess who the man with the bag was, who would you guess that is?
Bill Belichick.
Man with the, what do you think? Yeah, have some weird issue where he needs a bag, or
I don't know, man. Colostomy bag, maybe. I don't know. He's old.
No, it's Santa Claus. It's a Muppet song for Santa Claus.
Oh.
He's still trolling the Muppets. He's still trolling the animal music.
They got some good names for their songs.
Is it like Fall Out Boy songs before Fall Out Boy?
There's one called Nap Time. There's one called The Witches in the House. There's another Christmas one called Zat You Santa Claus.
Those are pretty good. Pretty good jams. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
So that was called
right.
Jam. So yeah.
I do a lot of jams. Ralph, anything else you played?
I don't think so. Mostly just Celeste.
Okay. Let's move into. I know we got to wrap this up. Let's move into our topic for the week, which I was just trying to keep it a little lighthearted for everyone, so we didn't have to get too crazy. So, for this week's topic, what I wanted to talk about was our first introduction to video games, if you will. So here's the topic question that I posted on the Level Up Show Facebook and my own personal Facebook. That's Derek James Vance. That's me. Here you go, gentlemen. What got you into video games? What was your first experience / exposure to video games? What makes you enjoy playing them to this day? Those are the questions for the evening. I'm going to start out with some Facebook comments here really quick because I got some pretty quick hitters here. I'll run those right back to you. I got to click this right thing here. My wife posted on something, so I need to find this. All right. Here we go. I had somebody who just commented Pong. Their first video game was Pong, which, I don't know, I think that's still kind of a fun nostalgic thing, right? Like, Pong is so old at this point, like, it's kind of fun for people to say that Pong was their first video game, because it's kind of, it's still interesting to me.
Yeah, it was the shit back then.
It was. Casey popped in here and said, always love playing Toe Jam and Earl on the Sony, which... was Toe Jam and Earl on the PlayStation?
I do not know.
Sega owns them, so
I think it was a Sega. And then Mortal Kombat.
they may not own them anymore, but
The
they
second
weren't
one
on
came out on
Sony.
Xbox. So
My mother,
third one,
my mother posted.
was it this?
right?
I don't. 2002. I thought was the second one, right?
Toe Jam and Earl. There was 2 of them on Genesis.
There was 2 on Genesis.
Yeah.
Mission to
Mars.
Back Earth. What the hell's it called? Toe Jam and Earl
Yeah,
3.
Toe Jam and Earl 3 is the
with the girl.
Yeah, it says Mission to Earth. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds great.
My mom posted on the post that I had. She commented saying that my answer should be that my uncles played endless hours of Super Mario, and how my dad could never watch any TV, and that's how I learned to play with the paddle upside down. Which
what?
I then made sure to remind.
She cursed you.
She knew. She watched it happen. I said, "Don't worry, Mom. We've talked about me playing the NES and SNES and Sega games with an upside down controller a lot on the show. It's a thing." Michael Johnson popping in here saying, "Fairly certain it was one of my older cousins, either playing Contra on NES or Double Dragon on the SNES. It could also have been Duck Hunts." The fact that he had never been exposed to anything that great before, he could play countless hours, but at the time, obviously being a little kid, that was easy to do. Luke popped in saying, played Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt at my grandma's every time we went there. It was a fight to who got to play. And then my cousins got a PlayStation. They live next door. Love playing video games right now because why the fuck not? I'm 30. I play video games. They're awesome, which I love that answer because fuck yes. That was from Luke. His wife then popped in and said, "I don't enjoy playing games because I get yelled at about what to do. Stressful." Which I think it's just pretty. I mean, that's pretty accurate for most. Like I've done that to the Coconut Wife plenty of times where she's played video games, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you not? How do you not know how to play a video game?"
Hey man, not everybody knows how to play StarCraft. All right,
yeah, you're not wrong. Somebody else. Older person commented saying that their first game was also original Pong. So there's that.
Solitaire.
Yep. Solitaire was everyone's favorite game back in the day. What about you guys? Ryan, why don't you tell me about your first video game experience and why you still enjoy playing video games to this day?
Minesweeper.
I don't know why I still enjoy playing it this day is not really an easy thing to say, but it was my parents. Well, just my dad playing one of the NES football games. I don't know which one with my uncle is my earliest memory of anybody playing a game near me. But the first game I think I played was Super Mario World. So started off on a good note.
You started off on the greatest game of all time. Some would say
it's definitely up there. But I don't really know how to answer the other part. Why I keep playing games? That's kind of unknown.
It's a loaded question, if you will, and I mean, there's some people that give some pretty good answers, so maybe you'll come up with something. I don't know. For
me, it's like I've definitely asked myself that, and I definitely have wondered, like, am I ever going to stop? And
there's that crisis.
Yeah. So
we're back to the existentialism from last week.
Well, I mean, at some point, you think you're going to keep playing games because at some point, like, you might. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's definitely a point where I will probably no longer play video games.
I don't think there will ever be a point that I will not play video games.
I've thought maybe there's a point where I stop buying new games.
Sure,
because they get too. Yeah, because they get too convoluted or something.
I've thought that maybe I get to a point of being too old to get what video games would be at that point and just go,
I mean,
I'll just stick with my Super Mario Brothers.
I mean, I guess they're always going to have like indie and, retro stuff. So apparently,
So, I mean, because I don't know if I'd want to phrase it as grown out stuff, but like there was a point as a child where it was like, why would you'd see people at Christmas as adults getting their Christmas gifts, and they're obviously not the same as the gifts you get as a child. It's like, why would I ever, I'm never going to want gifts like that when I get older. I want to want toys. And like now it's like, I definitely do not want toys as a gift. I have no use for them.
Nope. Don't send me a Hot Wheel car. I don't need it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like maybe there's I don't really see it happening in the near future, but if I ever have kids or a family, I would think maybe I'd get to a point where I'm probably not playing mini games, if any.
I mean, I think I said a good example of what it looks like to be able to balance between having kids and be able to play video games. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I strike a pretty good balance of having my life with the kids and the family and my working and all that stuff, and still being able to balance and play a good portion. I mean, shit, I still play enough video games to talk about current enough games on a podcast for 178 episodes, and the entirety of us doing the show has been with me having at least one kid. So,
yeah, I definitely wouldn't be playing as many. So
sure, yeah, definitely not as many. Let me flip the question on its head just to see if I can get a good answer out of you. What is your favorite part about playing video games? Is it the story? Is it the gameplay? Is it trying new things? Is it seeing what other people are trying to sell story-wise? Like, what is it that you enjoy the most when you play a game?
It's definitely the story. For me, anyway. I know it's different for everybody, but for me, it's the story. Yeah. So,
okay. Let me read a couple more responses to the question here before we move on to Ralph, and then I can give you a couple pieces of what I think anyway. This is from Garrett. He popped in with the answer saying that video games have always been a good way to release his anger when he was a kid and he had some more of an anger issue, that he was able to focus that energy into playing video games, and that helped him calm down and just be like a more so of an everyday individual and not have such high anger and high intensity, and was able to focus that into video games. First exposure for him was watching his stepdad play the Blood Omen and Castlevania series. Symphony of the Night was the game specifically. And he continues to play video games for the thrill and to experience a life as a different person, just be able to embody yourself as different characters, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. Good.
Jacob pops in with an answer. First exposure to video games came from my brother's Xbox 360 with games like FIFA Street and Metal Arms, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Unfortunately, didn't play 2. But I didn't really take... 3's still fine. I didn't really take the video games until I started messing around with other technology like my iPod, learning how to modify things. Early in my childhood, the first game I really got into was Call of Duty World at War. And just progress through there. I think the thing that keeps me playing them today is a mixture of seeing technological improvements, expansion within games that may be familiar or I've seen a lot about, as well as things that correlate with my personality, like my interest in city skylines as an analytically minded person, which I think is a phenomenal answer.
Yeah.
I think
it just makes me think old. It makes me realize how old I am when I hear some of these responses.
Like the Xbox 360s?
And like the World at War thing, but maybe he got started late. I don't know.
He's a young kid. He's definitely a young kid. I mean, I want to say he just graduated high school 6 months ago. So
he started his gaming life burning Japanese people alive. Yep.
Playing World of War at like 5 years old. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I don't know. Young enough.
I can't do the math.
I've seen a young. So like I don't know. Have you guys ever seen a young kid like around that age, like 4 or 5, try to play a first-person shooter?
No, I don't think so.
My cousin tried playing Call of Duty 2. I let him try it out. He could not figure out how to use the 2 joysticks to move around and aim and all that stuff.
It's a lot of correlation that they don't understand.
Yeah. So it took him he just couldn't do it. So
hand-eye coordination stuff.
Yeah, but somehow he scored a touchdown on a fake field goal in Madden. I know it was college football. Yeah,
sure. Whatever, man.
He took the holder and ran it right up the middle. Touchdown.
The holder even? Wow.
Yeah,
that doesn't work at all. Wow.
It totally worked for him.
Here's a friend of the show, Tony Welch, coming in with an answer. Back in grade school, my dad got me a PlayStation when they came out, and I was playing those demo discs till they wouldn't play anymore. Finally, I got a real game and an 8 megabit memory card in Final Fantasy VIII. It was the first game I ever played and beat by myself. Had the game guide and everything. Played all the PlayStation Classics, trademark PlayStation Classic, and it's just grown from there, through friends and family and everything else. Which, I mean, Final Fantasy VIII is not a bad game to start with by any means. The demo disc, I feel you there. The demo disc is where it was at. So.
Yeah, like remember them Pizza Hut demo discs?
Oh boy, yeah, I do. Pizza Hut demo discs, Pizza Hut DVDs of movies. Like I'm pretty sure Amanda's dad has a pizza Hut copy of Bill and Ted. I don't remember which one, but he's got a pizza Hut copy of Bill and Ted for sure. So
you get like your personal pan pizza and a demo.
Like the disc is under there.
Yeah,
it's all greasy. Yeah,
you have to eat your way to it.
The demolition came after I ate the pizza usually.
Or do you just put the pizza in the console and then in a place?
Yeah, it bricks the console, but the disc
the disc works out just fine.
Yeah,
the disc is much more edible than the pizza, really.
It depends.
Is that why Nintendo made those cartridges taste bad? Because they knew about the days when people were eating demos.
Yeah. They're just chomping on Parappa the Rappa demo disc, and people are just going to town.
The dude is an onion, so
that's true. You're not wrong.
That dude is delicious.
Friend of the show, Chris Dugan, coming in saying that he started out playing games when he was 4 with the original Super Mario and Duck Hunt. Played with his dad at first, still playing because the experience with friends is awesome, and it's just fun to play games. Gameplay comes first for me before story.
Yep, I 100% agree.
And I believe this is the last before I get to Ralph, and then myself and then Ralph. This is from friend of the show, Andrew, who corrected us earlier about the nominations for the Video Game Awards, saying Pokemon Stadium 2 for the N64 is probably the first game I remember playing. Grew up around games. His parents and cousins were always playing games and would watch and play with them. Now he's balls deep into games. Usually,
what's he doing?
Is he Balls Derp?
Or he might be games. Balls Derp is trademarked. Balls Derp is trademarked, Ralph. I paid for that trademark once a year, so it's trademarked. Okay. Originally, he said that he would play, simple games, sports games, casual games, fighting games, and then first game
is that how he went balls deep? He was playing all the sports games.
He was going, balls deep in Madden 04. Yep, that's what it was.
Okay. Michael Vick on the cover.
Yep.
They should make a video game that's just like a ball pit, so we can go balls deep in the ball pit.
Yeah, I mean, really, who doesn't want to go balls deep in a ball pit, though? Really,
it's probably a Wii game.
I feel like you'll be on a list if you do that at McDonald's.
That's why they took them out of the McDonald's. There's no more ball pits at McDonald's.
You end up on a list, and you probably end up with some disease afterwards too.
Yeah,
so,
Mono got us a herpes from the McDonald's. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's ill advised. Don't recommend it.
Yeah, don't be ill in the McDonald's. No. He said that Infamous 1 game was a game that came out. He played that, and it was one of the first times that he got.
Well, does he know for sure?
It might have been prototype, yeah. Yeah, it might have been prototype. It was one of the first times that he got invested in a story and cared. Then he kind of took a step back, looked at games not just as something fun to do, but another source of media and storytelling. So he would say he plays games for story and completion, and then he finishes that with hashtag God of War Game of the Year.
Didn't finish it with balls deep.
No. It's balls derp if he was going to do that.
Okay.
Ralph, give me your words here. What what was the first experience, memory that you have for video games, and what do you think is the reason you still enjoy playing video games today?
I remember I was probably like 5. We went to a KB toy store. And we were looking at video games for some reason, and my parents bought Pac-Man on the NES, and we did not have an NES. And, and they said, I didn't even know what it was. And
I bought a Vita game, and I didn't have a Vita, so I feel what they're doing.
Well, and they said, like, well, maybe Santa will get you one for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So they knew. They were in on what Santa was doing.
What?
They had been talking to Santa.
You sure they just didn't have Pac-Man fever?
They very well could have. I remember Tengen Pac-Man is not even official Nintendo release. So for Christmas we got an NES and then like Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. I got one of the worst and best games of all time, the original Ninja Turtles game on NES, and my brother got Castlevania. So that's where it started, and I don't know, those were all hot hits, and that's probably why I love all them things. I mean, I already loved Ninja Turtles at that point, but I didn't know what Castlevania was. But holy shit. So that's the earliest memory, I guess. And my grandpa came over and was like, because my grandparents would always come over on Christmas after we open presents and eat lunch or whatever. And he was showing us how to play Duck Hunt. And he like would he hunted, but he did not. He's never played a video game in his life at that point. He's like, oh, here you aim at the TV with this gun. It's like,
you don't know what you're doing, old man. Get out of here.
I'll never forget that. It's just kind of awesome.
You have the right gun.
Grandpa holding a fake gun, shooting the TV.
Yeah, it's like you could have just held a white piece of paper up to that gun and shot, and it would have hit the duck. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've heard. And I guess I just still play them because, I play them because they're fun, and like I said, I like the gameplay. Even though like a nice story is good, just like talk about Celeste. But it's always going to be for the gameplay because some game could never have a story, and I'll just play it because it's fun. And I guess I like.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Minesweeper. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Solitaria.
It's like because at the end it might say the end. Like I don't know what it's going to say.
To be continued. Yeah.
to be concluded.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
Minesweeper will do that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. No, I guess like I don't even really care about the technological stuff because like I still like playing. I think still to this day my favorite stuff to play is like a 2D side scroller platformer, which I guess is what I grew up on. But I guess I like, even though they're not that technologically deep or whatever, I still like the sense of discovery when you're seeing like what the next level is going to bring you, like how they're going to change stuff up. And then, like what the next boss fight's like. So I still like stuff like that. Like I guess just seeing what's next, and the satisfaction of completing a level is nice. So,
especially if it has tight graphics in that level.
Yeah, they're very loose a lot of the time. But
you definitely don't want loose graphics. You go to the next level and the graphics are all loose. You're out of it.
The tightest of graphics are needed.
It's like Taco John's got a hold of them graphics.
Oh man.
No. Let's drive through. I would say for me personally, obviously we talked about it just now. My mom posted about it. It's right there. The first exposure to video games I had is my uncle sitting there playing, Super Nintendo right in front of me, and just hundreds of hours of playing Super Nintendo, and that's where I learned to play with the controller upside down, and that was kind of my first experience of video games. But for me, the thing that I've got for video games that when I first finally got my own kind of sense of I want to play these was from my PlayStation, when my grandma bought me a fucking PlayStation, or us, I guess my brother and I, PlayStation original.
Tell you that she bought you a Nintendo and gave you a PlayStation?
I think she just said she bought me the thing that we wanted because she didn't know what it was.
That sounds like you're making a drug deal. I got you.
Yeah. She got us the stuff.
Yeah.
I demo discs, man. I remember not stealing video game demo discs from the official PlayStation magazine at a local on queue here in Newton at one point, and just taking those home, and because I didn't have the money to have the PlayStation magazine, so I would just snag the demo discs and go home and play the demos of Gex or Gran Turismo or Parappa the Rappa or whatever was on there, and I just play those for hours because I had nothing else to play. And we got Metal Gear Solid, and I played that with my my uncle down in Ottumwa, and I'm not sure how the fuck we beat that game, but we beat that fucking game. And just the idea of like, holy shit, we're creating our own kind of memories, and we're also playing these games that people are spending a lot of time and effort into. I wasn't cognizant of that at the time. The thing that I was most cognizant of is this is a different form of a hobby that I'm really enjoying. And at that point, technology wasn't where it was today, so like playing video games and doing those things was the technology or the technological advancement. Like those kind of games and the ability to play those was kind of the thing at the time, I think. And so having the wherewithal to be like, holy shit, this isn't something that anyone else has gotten to do before this. Like this is all new. Games nowadays, it's hard to be new, but you load up and play Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, like that was not something you had seen before. And so playing those games, you're just like, holy shit, like what is games? Like what are games? Like what is this? What am I doing? Playing Star Wars on the N64, playing Super Mario and shooting myself out, or Mario 64 and shooting myself out of a cannon, to try to get this fucking star up on this like platform. And it just the things that games were doing at that point and at that time were just mind-bogglingly different than anything else that I could experience at that point in kind of the outside world. Like, I still had friends, I still went and played, but games gave me more than that and still do. Like, I love playing video games. I don't need the escape. I like the story. I like the movie quality of being able to play a story and be a little bit more entrenched in what that is. I love a good gameplay mechanic, and I love it. I love video games in general, but I am a story first kind of guy. Like, that is what drives me to play video games. Is I want something to tell me a story that I do not get somewhere else, and so that's I don't think I'll ever not play video games, because I think people will always have good stories to tell, and I will always be receptive to that.
Oh no.
What happened? The dog is the dog is there. I do have one more comment before we move on. This is from Jeff commenting about the question of the night. Super Nintendo was the first console that he ever played with his brother. They played that thing day and night, he said, playing Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Super Mario, just name a few. It really just took off when he got a 64, that's kind of a weird theme for people. Like, I remember getting my 64, like
64 kid.
I remember I remember getting my PlayStation, but when I got my 64 and had Donkey Kong, like, that was when I started like actually making memories of playing games, which is really weird. But when he got a 64, Turok, Perfect Dark, 007, that's what really got him hooked. Was 2 different days that he won't forget, he said.
He got it later in the 64's life.
At that point.
Perfect Dark, yeah.
He said the first time they turned on Turok and saw the graphics on that game, which tells you something, just looks of disbelief being able to play that. Just being able to play that.
When they saw the fog?
At the time.
At the time?
This fog looks amazing.
I mean, yeah.
So I remember playing Turok too. I didn't own it, but I played it at a friend's house.
I remember watching people play Turok, and I was like, "Holy fuck, what is this?"
It looked cool, but I could never tell what I was doing. It was so hard to tell where you were going and see what was going on that we just got lost. We couldn't figure out what the hell was happening. So,
having played Turok 2 within the last year, I agree. I mean, like the fog thing, though, like when I played it back then, it's like, well, it's just foggy here. It's just like, I don't think like, well, they're trying to cover up all this shit. Like, right. I don't.
Yeah.
You don't think critically like you do now.
Yeah, and I can't trash it too much because I love Silent Hill, and that first Silent Hill had a shitload of fog too. So
yeah, it's like atmosphere.
Yeah.
But like, I guess like within 64, maybe it is like that coming of age system for a lot of kids, because like, I don't know, it's like the first one with 4 controller ports. So it's like easier to play 4 players, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's a big factor, but it seemed like we mostly played ours 4 players, or multiplayer at least.
Well, N64, PlayStation in general, that was a huge moment in gaming, because that's the huge push for actual 3D games, like transition from like almost all 2D games to 3D games. Like there were 3D games before, but it was the big push.
Not quite what it was. You're not quite what it was before,
to make that the thing.
He said also the other big day for him that he remembers very vividly was when they turned on the original Xbox and started playing Halo. That was just a monumental event for him. He says he tries to play every game that comes out just to kind of make his own opinion about it. He game flies, so he doesn't buy anything, but he tries to get a couple minutes with every game, and if he likes it, he's going to play it and beat it. Otherwise, he'll send that thing back. Just being able to play different games. I asked him a couple other questions. He feels like nowadays games today lack more of a single player story. That there's more of a play as you go or DLC and things like that, but there's not a good single player storyline in a lot of them. So with being able to gameplay those games, play it beat the story and sent it back. I asked him about transitioning from a casual game player to a more serious game player at some point, and what that was and what caused him to, take games a little more seriously. He said they definitely moved more of a serious gamer, and that was probably when he started playing Rainbow Six on the Xbox, when he first got Xbox Live, just because the ability to play online was so. I mean, it still is kind of crazy,
Xbox
right?
360 or original Xbox?
It's Rainbow Six 3, he said. So I don't know which one.
Probably the original, because I think on Xbox 360 it was Rainbow Six Vegas, so it's probably the original Xbox.
He said, and he's right. Like, just take a second, pull it back a little bit. The fact that we are able to play online video games with people everywhere that has the internet and these consoles, like, that is still a fucking landmark. Like, that's still a big fucking deal. And so just, he said that a big deal for him was playing Rainbow Six, but also being able to play online with his friends that, he didn't get to see all that often, but then be able to hang out with them and talk about Rainbow Six. But like, that's still an unheralded big deal. Like, yes, online gaming is huge, but think about the fact that you're able to play these games with people that don't live close to you,
Yeah.
It's just,
you can mount your friends from abroad and mount your friends.
Yes.
So actually, I don't even know if that game has an online mode. It might not.
If it doesn't, it should, because who doesn't want to mount your friends mobily? Now available on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, is it really on Switch?
I have no idea.
I was just joking.
Yeah. I don't know. With Senran Kagura being on Switch, maybe mount your friends is okay on Switch. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Galgun's on Switch. I don't think Senran Kagura is on there yet. Well, maybe in Japan. We're getting there.
Progress.
If you have more comments, drop them on the Level Up Show Podcast Facebook page. You can drop it on my personal Facebook page if you choose. It's there. The Twitter at TLUSP, whatever you want to do. But tell me about your video game experience, why you first got into video games, and why you still like them. It's there. It's for the taking. Anything else you guys got about the topic?
I'm hoping that guy got Ride to Hell from GameFly. If not,
oh man,
he needs to do that.
I will ask Jeff. If Jeff did not, Jeff, if you are listening, you have not played Ride to Hell, do yourself a favor. Although it's not the worst game of all time.
No, probably not.
Play Ride to Hell. Play Ride to Hell.
Yeah.
It starts off with a bang, and it bangs the whole way with its clothes on.
Yeah.
Clothes on banging.
Clothes deep.
That's the way to go.
Right.
Or, yeah.
Right. Yep. Right.
Close
boots,
the deal.
Boots deep. Boots deep. Yep.
Boots for made for fucking.
Yep. Boots made for fucking. That's everything I've got. Let's skip. You were gonna say
that? Because there's not hardly anything anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think it's worth doing.
Let's skip surmise the score for the week. We'll call it there with the topic. That's a good topic for the week. So thank you, gentlemen, for your answers. Even if they were maybe short and sweet, I like a good topic. I like being able to talk about that kind of stuff. So we had some good answers from the listeners. So that's good.
Yeah, it's good hearing from.
It is
hearing feedback or like hearing from other people. Yeah.
It is fun being able to. I think since we've been doing this, getting other people's words. I think that's been a really cool feature. So
yeah, I didn't think anybody listened to the show or cared. So.
I think,
and they still may not.
I think at least 5 to 12 people listen to the show, which is
and
4 to
cats.
Apparently
4 to 12
listen very well.
4 to 12 more than I thought did. So there's that.
4 to 12-year-olds love this show.
That's target demographic. Yeah,
that's the perfect bedtime music for them. Yeah, that's what this is.
Got Baby Shark going in the background. Yeah.
Yep. Baby Shark.
I have a Santa Claus one where they say ho ho ho. So
that's very creative. Have you guys seen? You wouldn't care. There's a Santa tracker now on the Switch eShop.
I saw that. I almost bought it.
Where's he at right now? Is he still in the North Pole?
I don't know. It's $1.99, but apparently it'll play Christmas songs through HD Rumble on the Joy-Cons.
Yep.
Do they have one of those like fireplace video things on there?
Probably. It's probably like $30.
A 45-hour loop of firewall crackling. You don't need that shit. So
YouTube's got loops of everything. There's an hour-long Baby Shark one.
I don't need that.
Hour long, 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh, no,
That's the
I don't know
thing.
about that.
that is not on YouTube. That
Oh,
is
boy.
Whoops.
Not
that
fun.
is that's on something else.
Oh, boy.
On
Go
my
to
mind.
go to legendarybeaver.com and that video will be there.
Blowout.com features the hour-long loop of two girls.
That's all you need is an hour.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Biggest blowout you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
At the
boy.
45th hour of that video, there's a tribute to Sean on there. So never forget.
Hashtag poop out your ass to pay respect.
I love pooping out my ass. It feels natural.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right. That's going to do it for the Traditional Love Show podcast. Thank you all for being here. We'll do it again. I don't know what the posting schedule is going to be because Christmas is coming. Game of the Year is coming. So we might be back. We might be out until the 29th. We haven't decided yet. So
we're going to stay natural.
Yeah, we will be staying very, very natural. So look for us on All Things Podcast. But until then, for Ryan, for Ralph, I am Derek. Poop out your ass and level up.
If not your mouth.
Not your mouth. Never.
Don't put the food in your butt, though you though you want it.
Yeah.
If you
only suppositories.
You get roasted like a marshmallow, you cannot blame this podcast.